Feature returning champion, Elgintensity. Tess Holliday has done the unthinkable and gone on a diet, making her food hole the other giant passageway this month that no longer has unrestricted access. About 3 years after her bogus AN diagnosis, she found a new way to stay relevant, by listening to her critics and eating less so her body weight looks less like a FICO score. Let's see how Holliday plans to escape from the hole that she dug for herself.
Diet is never a word I thought I would use when it came to my food. However, I've been eating an anti-inflammatory diet for the last couple months.
She describes her diet as anti-inflammatory rather than weight loss, even though weight loss has anti-inflammatory effects. Someone following either diet will typically avoid the same types of foods. Holliday chose her words carefully so that she doesn't sound like a traitor, as the real inflammatory response that she wants to prevent is the stampede of her easily disturbed cows.
And I can tell a vast improvement in my body and overall my physical health.
Anybody built like a hot air balloon will be incredibly inflamed. When inflammation is marked by obesity, it doesn't resolve and can become chronic, which increases the risk of cancer and other diseases. Someone even half as puffy as Holliday would benefit from an anti-inflammatory diet. She's basically a boomer, except she can spew her bile over a much larger area.
And I wanted to share a little bit about what my breakfast looks like. It doesn't have to be scary, it can be delicious and fulfilling, no matter your size.
Someone asked her what kind of granola she used and she dodged the question, so I can only assume that she's using the kind with added sugar, which she should avoid at all costs. As you can tell from her most recent posts, she's not adhering to her diet very well. She probably won't bounce back because she's the type of seal that can't move forward from a flop.
Excuse the sound of sizzling sausage in the background.
Good old anti-inflammatory processed meat. She made that for her kid, but we all know who inhales the leftovers in that house, and the neighboring ones. On a side note, that is the face of a 38-year-old. I don't know if she's reducing inflammation by eating avocados, but she's definitely aging like one.
But I have to tell you something that is truly going to change your brain.
Get ready for your brain to have more folds in it than her stomach does.
We are well into January, and that means we are seeing people that are losing weight, doing weight loss things, moving their bodies, eating differently, and I want to tell you that none of that has anything to do with you.
Lard buckets like Tess are burdens on society. They don't mind involving everyone else by running up healthcare costs and engulfing shared armrests, so I think it's fair for us to involve them by showing off how we can touch our toes and live past 40.
If that's something that you want to do, then I think it's wonderful. If it's something that you're not able to do, it's okay too.
And if she's the one making you feel insecure by losing weight, to reduce inflammation of course, then that's okay too.
There's been so many plus size and fat creators losing weight and changing their bodies, and I know people are mad.
A good number of them will be motivated by another Chungus's progress and start hitting the gym too. That's the only healthy response, as getting green with envy will just make their arteries yellow with plaque.
But at the end of the day, people need to do what they feel is best with their bodies, and nobody owes anybody anything.
When someone accused her of being a bad parent for saying that, she replied by aggrandizing herself for being a single mom. It's annoying enough when women do that on Father's Day, let alone months early. Not once did she address how much worse it would be for them to have no mom at all due to her poor health. Holliday owes it to her kids, especially her 7-year-old, to be alive and well for at least another decade, even though their inheritance checks will be fatter than she is.
And I know how it can feel like a slap in the face and you feel so betrayed, but guess what? The only person in charge of your happiness is you.
Unless you have a lymphatic system like hers, because then life will suck. Also, she's only encouraging her fans to tolerate people's weight loss journeys so that they don't unfollow her the way she unfollowed a fan over her before and after pics. Holliday's fans still haven't called her out for embracing diet culture, which means a lot of porkers don't instinctively avoid getting stabbed in the back.
And to be honest, that is a beautiful, liberating thing. Let me check the sausage though. Okay, so I'm done with breakfast. This is my breakfast. It's like Greek yogurt, chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin, blueberries, blackberries, all the good stuff, eggs, hash browns, tomatoes.
Those hash browns weren't in the meal from the first video, which was already high calorie and contained fried food. This meal is easily pushing 1,000 calories, which is way too much for her to eat for breakfast. At this rate, she'll be back to eating out of a trough, proving that her idea of a diet has always been hogwash.
Anti-inflammatory things for me. So we're using Bowie's plates and bowls. I don't want to, whatever. And here's Bowie's. This is his breakfast: hash browns, boiled eggs, sausage, blackberries, strawberries.
It's important to have a healthy breakfast before school. even if you're just going to get bullied all day for being Tess Holliday's kid.
You know how to feed your body best. Nobody else. Listen to your body.
Holliday listening to her body makes as much sense as Norman Osborn listening to his Green Goblin mask. If you're morbidly obese, then you need to listen to a doctor. A good one, not the imbecile and white knight on that tarp. A 400-pound person giving health advice is like Darkside Phil giving any advice. Never be like DSP.
Do what feels good for your body.
Like this?
Honor that. Don't pay attention to everybody else and the background noise.
And ignore the fact that she wouldn't eat on camera, let alone that much, if she really had AN.
And just remember that everybody else is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. And it's a lot easier to judge people than it is just to heal yourself.
Tess Holliday telling body positivity lemmings to heal themselves after enabling their self-harm for so long is like a drug dealer advising the local fiends to get clean. In case you're still wondering why she's made these changes.
One of the most asked questions I get is, are you still modeling? And I just wanted to answer that really quickly. I am not really still modeling because I have been pushed out of the space. And it's probably because of my size. It's probably because of my age, or because I have a loud mouth and I speak about things that we should all give a shit about. But regardless, no, I don't really model anymore. That's why I've been doing other things. And you have to do other things in this industry. And
she's no longer a star, so they changed her path by deflecting her like an asteroid. There are plenty of younger ham planets who can look bloated on camera for less money. And the fat acceptance movement doesn't have the pull that it used to have. She has to pay her medical and grocery bills somehow, so she's changing her grift. After calling me and everyone else who challenged her health claims fat-phobic, Tess Holliday is now fat-phobic. I wouldn't be surprised if she became a spokeswoman for a diet supplement or pharma company, like what her idol Anna Nicole Smith did with Trim Spa back in the day. The fact that body positivity activists like Holliday are turning their backs on the movement suggests that it's a sinking tanker. The later obese people jump ship, the sooner their caskets drop.
Zero!